Watch and burn.
Hey everyone, so tonight I wanted to hopefully have a quick discussion about Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross's score for David Fincher's The Social Network. And the reason that I wanted to discuss this was because I felt that although this was their first official outing composing for a film, I mean technically Reznor had a hand in David Lynch's Lost Highway as well as Oliver Stone's Natural Born Killers, but this would... What the fuck was that? Here we go. This is really off-putting being here. Anyways, and although technically this wouldn't be his first outing, because like I said, with Natural Born Killers and The Lost Highway, this would be his first official full-on out-and-out score that he did from start to finish for any film. I think the only other full score he did was for Quake, the video game, prior to this. I think so, at least. And this is like a classic case where his talents and Ross's talents, as well as Fincher's talents, were completely wasted on this. I don't see why anybody would want to tell the story of Facebook, let alone somebody as talented as David Fincher. And then I love that he reached out to Reznor and Ross, and they scored it, and the score is such a giant nod to Wendy Carlos, and I love that. But I just feel like this is one of the cases where, you know, the musical element outweighs the visual elements and the visual importance and the overall importance of the film that it's there to support, because who cares? I mean, who gives a fuck? Facebook's already kind of dying. The whole meta thing's a joke. I like Instagram, but I mean, making a Facebook movie, and then there was rumors afterwards that there was supposed to be some kind of MySpace movie after the success of The Social Network. And I'm glad that never happened, because that's even more lame. MySpace was a thing a while before Facebook. And then what's next? A movie about MSN? And then bulletin boards? And then what, magazines? You know, we're going to keep going back, and oh, well, that's how kids communicated, you know, through writing to each other during the personals at the back of their favorite magazine back in 1960, whatever. Fuck, it's Facebook. Nobody cares. Now, the score itself, like I said, it is one giant nod to Wendy Carlos. I absolutely love their take on In the Hall of the Mountain King for the rowing competition. And I love the clinical depression that each track seems to bring to the surface, and how hitting a simple key, one note on the piano, kind of opens up this film to this, and it gives it such a majestic quality that it really doesn't deserve, because Zuckerberg was just a piece of shit who was just obsessed with himself. And he created something really worthwhile, I suppose. But I've never really loved Facebook, so it's difficult for me to see any value in it. And everybody I know who loved Facebook, they became addicted to it, and they had to check it every 5 minutes. And the thing that they never got was 5 minutes isn't enough time to have anything new happen on your page. And besides, nobody gives a fuck what you had for breakfast in the first place. You know, people used to take pictures of their meals. They'd be at McDonald's, they'd be like, oh, I got a Big Mac. And it's nobody gives a fuck. And this movie added a lot of weight and a lot of cred, a ton of credibility to Facebook, because David Fincher and then Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross got involved. And that's a powerhouse team. That's a lot of talent there to tell such a worthless story about nothing. It's Facebook. As we stand in 2022, I don't know anybody that uses it anymore, especially after that newest update. It looks awful. And yeah, most people have moved on to things like Instagram, which I know technically is owned by Facebook. What the fuck is that? Is that a frog? I can't see anything. Jesus Christ. I'm blind. But I don't know. It just felt like this score was wasted on this movie. This score could have been used for anything else, and it would have served it better. Because, like I said at the start of this is one of those cases where the score outweighs the film, hands down. Sort of like Shockwaves in that regard. Where Shockwaves, the score for Shockwaves was genuinely scary, and at times you feel like you're drowning when you're listening to it. And when you see the movie, if you haven't already, the movie's dumb. It's about a bunch of Nazi super soldiers that can't die, but they can die, and then they figure out a way to kill them, but they don't tell anybody, and then the girl goes crazy in that part at the end when she's writing in the bed in the hospital. It's just so fucking cringeworthy. So cringeworthy. And that's kind of how I feel about this. Like, I don't like Eisenberg, and I don't like Zuckerberg. So it's a double negative for me. But yeah, this wasn't quick. I fucked that up again. So thank you so much for hanging out with me while I discussed the score to Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross's score for The Social Network. If you liked this review, don't forget to do something nice for somebody. And even if you didn't like this review, because I have a tendency to ramble, still do something nice for somebody. Have a good night. I don't even know if I'm looking at the fucking camera. I just wanted to say thank you for making it through the entire video. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to remind everyone one more time, even though I've probably already done this in the video that you just watched, to please click the like button as well as the subscribe button because it helps this channel grow. And thank you for hitting like and subscribe, and we will see you guys really soon.